Hello and welcome to your morning UI-7 newscast. My name is Victoria Snell.
And I'm Stephen Bardwell. We have a lot to cover in your news today, and you'll hear about some issues close to home: violence, sexual assault, and politics.
Later on, we'll have some tasty tips for Thanksgiving holiday, whether you stay in or go out of town. But first, we have Anissa McClinton joining us live for a quick look at weather.
Thank you, Stephen Torrin. Well, I know I'm very glad that the rain last night stopped. How about you guys?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's still a pretty gloomy day. Right now, we're looking at a high of 47 degrees, and it's very windy. It feels colder than it is. The highest winds are coming in from the west at about 31 miles per hour. So you need to stay bundled up and just keep warm out there, really. So can you guys do that?
Oh,
Definitely.
Thank you, Anissa.
You're welcome.
Well, with recent safety alerts occurring in Mizzou, we decided to find some recent crime statistics from Illinois and some other schools around the Big Ten. Illinois has reported 14 cases of aggravated assault, 6 robberies, and 9 rapes. At Purdue, 7 rapes, 21 burglaries, 4 vehicle thefts. Northwestern, 3 rapes, 2 aggravated assaults, and 19 burglaries. Ohio State, 6 aggravated assaults, 8 robberies, and 11 cases of vehicle theft. These schools are not alone, and with thousands of students on each campus, active threats are something to always be aware of. What were to happen, though, if one of these people became an active threat to campus? The University of Illinois has around 45,000 students and 3,000 faculty.
The idea is not to sit back and wait for the response team to gear up and make entry into the building because there's too many bad things that could happen. And so
Lieutenant of Emergency Planning Todd Short says getting inside quickly is of most importance when facing an active shooter. The next active threat class will be held November 24th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and will include classroom and practical exercises. How safe is college for female students? Every 107 seconds, an American is sexually assaulted, and 80% of victims are under 30. A new study reveals that 23% of female college students experience some form of unwanted sexual contact. The University of Illinois recently approved its own survey, the Campus Climate Survey. It will give a picture of sexual assault at the university. This is the first time that the university is participating in such an expansive survey on sexual assault.
Sexual assault is far from a new issue on college campuses, but one that is gaining even more momentum at the University of Illinois.
Last spring at the university, over 3,000 students have signed a pledge to be a part of the solution in stopping sexual assault. WeCare.illinois.edu also recently launched to provide support for students. The new comprehensive website makes finding confidential and non-confidential resources easier. And among other changes, the university is investigating sexual misconduct cases in a way that is more sensitive to the needs of the survivor. But the path toward awareness and change will not be easy. Assistant Director for the Women's Resource Center, Molly McClay, says that the university's mandatory sexual assault awareness program, WeCare, may be the first time students discuss consent.
Up against kind of 18 to 19 years of socialization to tell us kind of what healthy sexuality is, what consent is.
Vice President Matt Hill says his governing body has already taken steps in the right direction.
It has appointed a task force of students from across campus to come together and develop new and creative ways that we can continue spreading the campaign on campus.
University Police Lieutenant Joan Fiesta says while these changes are good, an even better beginning is found in the way we view sexual assault.
Decided today we're allowing sexual assault to be a female problem, and what we are working to do within the campus is show that it's all of our problem.
It's On Us will bring a series of events to the university campus in November to promote sexual assault awareness.
Students can now take a campus climate survey by clicking on a link through school emails. The survey will ask them about their experiences with sexual assault on campus. If you or someone you know has been sexually assaulted, there are resources out there for you. Call 217-384-4444 for a 24-hour rape crisis hotline. You can also go on to WeCare.illinois.edu to report an incident, talk to someone, or support someone. Even if you don't know what to do, there are resources out there for you.
This is definitely an issue on campus, and with the presidential campaign heating up, people are talking about these issues. But it all comes down to the vote. Here's what students at the U of I had to say about low college voting turnout.
I think people get busy and kind of don't think that their vote really matters that much, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I think it's low because of just all the back and forth and like not knowing who to vote for and just being like, who's this candidate? Why is Donald Trump running? Things like that.
People don't realize that these issues are about us. Like you have or you don't know about any of the issues, so you kind of ignore what's going on. You think, oh, it's about when I get older, and it's like not realizing that we are getting older.
A lot of political groups out there tell college-aged kids that their votes don't matter and that their political voices aren't important. So a lot of them just kind of see it as
No matter what the reason, senior Jack Carrera says everyone should exercise their right to vote if they can.
As the political races begin to heat up, Illinois remains the only state to not have a 2016 budget in place. The uncertainty of state funding is leaving students who rely on financial aid in search for tuition money. The Financial Aid Office is currently fronting $13 million to over 6,000 students who were promised MAP grants for the upcoming year. According to the Illinois General Assembly's state budget law, the governor must submit a bill no later than the third Wednesday in February. Without a state budget, the city of Champaign has halted any further plans with road construction for the 2016 fiscal year.
That might be pretty difficult to get around the roads.
Definitely.
Well, in international news, a new policy may mean for extended family for Chinese families. And what effects will this policy have on the economy?
If you're an average American, spending too much time at your computer screen. We will tell you about the harmful habits up next.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Was it good? Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Being a dad can be tough.
No. What do you mean she's not coming?
When's the fairy princess coming?
Any minute now.
But when you're willing to do anything...
It is I, Cruz Zinklebell. Okay, time for cake.
It's always worth it.
I know it's really you, Brew. I'm just pretending for the other kids.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
Welcome back to UI-7 News. So, Steve, how often would you say that you're on the computer?
Well, Tori, every day or so. I don't know, about 3 or 4 hours.
Well, I mean, honestly, you're not too far off from the many that use computers for hours. Computers are everywhere. They're in homes, work, and even in schools. Their portability makes it easy for people to take them for notes and for studying, but are there consequences? computer science sophomore Brad Patterson says a typical day requires being on the computer for a couple of hours. However,
if it's like a weekend and I'm backloaded on a machine problem or something for computer science, I could be at the computer for like 5 hours straight, something like that.
that's a huge amount of hours, and this exposure comes with a price. Optometrist Lawrence Kessler sees a number of patients come in with problems because of too much screen time.
Go ahead and make a fist. Now open it up. Okay, now make a fist and hold it there for about 6 hours and then try and open it up.
Dr. Kessler says the same strain happens to your eyes when you don't take computer breaks. He also says computer vision syndrome is now more common than carpal tunnel syndrome. Despite these problems, or what some would call warnings, the trend toward technology immersion is constant. Computer science junior Sujay Kandakar recently organized a job fair for students in computer science and says this trend is only growing.
These companies understand the importance of technology and what role it's going to play for them in the future. So they try and make early investments into it right now.
With the growing need for not only students but for the average citizen, the question is, what can they do to protect themselves? There's Flux, which you can download online, gunner glasses, and other options. Dr. Kessler also offers this advice.
Every 20 minutes, take a 20-second break and look at something at least 20 feet away, which typically is outside of a window, just to stretch those muscles.
While Dr. Kessler says he could never tell a patient to give up on their careers or studying, everyone can make better choices. Dr. Kessler also says lifestyle changes during the course of your day can help you to make sure that you don't get symptoms that are too late to reverse. This includes getting your eyes checked annually and taking breaks. Another option is Flux, which is an app that can be downloaded online and changes the color of your screen depending on the time of day. And then there are gunner glasses that can also be worn to protect your eyes. Ergonomic keyboards and a mouse are useful in tackling other pains related to computer usage. So be sure to try some of these tips the next time that you're using the computer.
I definitely will keep those in mind. In other scientific news, in a move that reflects the changing attitudes toward cancer screenings, the American Cancer Society, or ACS, now recommends patients getting fewer mammograms. For women with an average risk of breast cancer, their first annual mammogram should be at the age of 45. By the age of 55, women can get screened every other year. This is because breast cancers often grow slower after menopause. U of I student Sarah Nolan believes that there is more to breast cancer prevention than just mammogram checkups. Nolan said that her mom actually found the tumor herself one day while she was taking a shower.
I mean, let's see, November to March, that's a maybe 5-6 months difference. So, yeah, I mean, I would definitely say that she checked herself, and I don't think that if she had checked herself earlier, it really would have made a difference, because she was cancer-free by the end of the year she was diagnosed, but unfortunately because of the breast.
According to the Food and Drug Administration, mammogram screenings are a quick and easy way for early detection of breast cancer. Screenings are more effective and survival rates are high. Women should talk to their doctor if they have a family history of breast cancer or have any concerns about developing breast cancer.
Thank you. That's definitely something to look out for. Up next, have you noticed a change in the usual winter weather? Climate change is having a bigger impact on the world than previously thought.
And speaking of weather, up next, our Anissa McClinton joins us live with our full weather forecast.
Ballerina.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 6. To me, being the first person to go to college, it's like setting a standard, you know? My little brother is 8 years old now. I challenge his curiosity. I challenge him to dream. I have to paint a picture for him that he can look up to and live up to and possibly be better than. My name is Jaquez, and I am your dividend.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Cheers.
Take time to be a dad today.
In international news, more than 100 million people could be driven into extreme poverty due to the rising sea levels from unchecked carbon emissions. These images show how different cities around the world would look like if temperatures keep increasing. The rising sea levels could also submerge the homes of over 500 million, according to 2 new reports. A World Bank report says climate-related shocks are stopping efforts that reduce poverty. Crop losses are having a large impact on poor families, as this is a huge source of income for these families. Another report released by Climate Central found that rising sea levels caused by a 4-degree increase from carbon emissions could submerge land that is currently home for 760 million people. The top 10 cities with the largest threatened populations are located in Asia. These include Shanghai, Hong Kong, Calcutta, Mumbai, Dhaka, Jakarta, and Hanoi. China carries the most coastal risk according to the report, with 145 million people living on land that could become submerged.
In China, a decades-old one-child policy is coming to an end. For many, the policy that requires families to have more than one child was met with resentment over the forceful intrusions involved. But after fears of an aging population jeopardizing the country's economic state, the Communist Party leadership announced that married couples are now allowed to have 2 children. Though the decision shocked some experts and Chinese citizens, many say the policy will be unlikely to spur an economic boom. Pollution levels in China are off the charts, and after the region began to burn coal to heat homes for this winter. A thick cloud is hanging over a large area of northeastern China. Air quality has reached to levels of PM 2.5. On Sunday, dozens of flights were grounded and highways closed. Particulates reached 1,400 in the city of Shenyang, 56 times the recommended levels. Polluted air is still spreading to other parts of China. Authorities say that the heavy smog could be there for days.
Well, I hope that pollution clears up. But I was also hoping that our skies would clear up from that storm last night, and it seems that they have. Let's take a look, guys. After last night's storm, Champaign-Urbana is officially in the clear. The storm is now headed towards the Chicagoland area, and we won't have any rain here for the next few days. But tonight, it'll be 35 degrees, and it'll be very windy, just like it was during the day today. Winds will be coming at 21 miles per hour, so that's going to feel a lot harsher than the temperature actually is. So you're going to want to make sure you have a jacket and are just prepared for that cold. Now tomorrow, it's going to be a high of 47 degrees. The sun is going to be out again. It'll still be breezy, but the sun's going to make it feel warmer than it actually is. Still have a jacket, though, and just be ready for the fluctuation in weather. Now, for your 5-day forecast. Tomorrow's looking good with a high of 47, but it gets below freezing later in the night. So you're going to want to make sure that you have a difference in clothing between the day and the night so that you don't get sick. Now on Saturday and Sunday, it'll be very nice, almost 60 degrees and sunny all day. But, you know, the rain has to come sometime, and Monday and Tuesday is when it shows up. We have a chance of showers, still nice high temperatures, but you're going to need an umbrella. And later on in the night, it drops a little bit, so you're going to want to make sure you have on layers just to get used to the temperature. That was your weather forecast. I'm Anissa McClinton. Back to you, Tori and Steve.
Thank you so much, Anissa. Coming up, don't think we forgot about your sports fix. We have this week's highlights.
And we have some easy Thanksgiving recipes that you can make at a pretty cheap cost too. Don't miss our Cooking for College segment.
Oh, sweetheart. Gonna give you a hand?
No thanks, Dad. I got it.
Okay. I'm gonna go fix the lamp in your room.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year, 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 88. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom. It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So this is my computer.
This is your computer. Let's go on the internet.
Let's go. Click it.
Yes.
Okay.
I cursor in between the R and the E. Racing done. I want you to just finish the theory.
She's gonna love me all over again.
That's it. Jamaica, here you go.
Here we go.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. And I did it by myself. Feel smarter.
Welcome back to UI-7 News. Thanksgiving is just around the corner.
But what do students do who are not able to make it home for the holidays? If you are among one of those staying on campus during Thanksgiving, don't be so depressed because there are still things to do here. Many American students go home during Thanksgiving, but international students can't go back home. That's why thousands of miles away. Local Asian church communities host events for these remaining around campus during the break. Like Clara Reed, she hosted an event last year and made holiday foods for Asia. You can find these events at Wesley United Methodist Church on Green Street or St. Mary's Catholic Church on University Avenue. Speaking of meals, we have Dan in the studio with us for a new segment.
Yes, guys, we are excited to premiere our Cooking for College segment, which really wouldn't be possible without the help of University chef Carrie Anderson, who cooked up a delicious turkey meal for those who can't make it home for Thanksgiving and instead have to spend that time in their dorms. Take a look.
So we'll start with the crockpot turkey and stuffing recipe. Into a bowl, we're going to add 1 can of cream of chicken, 4 ounces of sour cream, and then about 1/4 cup of hot tap water. Once that is mixed together, we're going to place our turkey tenderloin into the bottom of the crock pot. The next thing we're going to work on is our upscaled cranberry sauce. We have a can of whole berry cranberry sauce, 1 orange, and we have 4 ounces of pecans. We will use half of the pecans in this recipe and the other half in our next recipe. So we're going to put this into our bowl. And then we're going to zest 1 orange so that we can get that additional flavor in our cranberry sauce as well. Holding our hand underneath the orange, we're going to juice this so that we can get that additional flavor in our cranberry. And then to that, we're going to add 2 ounces of pecans. Give that a stir. And there you have an upscaled cranberry sauce for about $4 or less.
And to top off our first ever Cooking for College segment, I was courageous enough to actually try that recipe myself. I don't know how much of a look you guys got at home, but this is it, the finished product with the turkey stuffing product that is. So without further ado, please allow me to take a bite. And I'm sure those at home do not necessarily want to see me take a bite. So as I take a delicious bite of this and tell you how it is, I believe we got a list in case you guys missed it of all the stuff that you were going to need as well with the budget. So all right, we got 'em. Fantastic. Absolutely great. And I made it. This reminds me just of Thanksgiving. So if I was at home in my dorm, please allow me. I'm talking. I can't even get enough. I'll finish this later. And really, once again, a thank you to Chef Carrie Anderson and the two partners I have sitting to my left who recorded the Cooking for College segment with me. Next week, Chef Carrie is going to be in studio, wrap up. She's going to have a nice little maple dish for us. So be excited.
Thank you so much
Just
for that.
appreciate
Definitely
it, man.
excited for the dessert.
And it definitely looks good.
I'm enjoying myself.
Speaking of food, kids are begging for snacks they see on TV at rates greater than before. Now there's evidence that companies are trying to trick parents into believing those junk foods are actually healthy. A new study from Dartmouth University concludes parents are increasingly being targeted by advertisers. The researchers looked at 51 food products intended for children and found half of those are also advertised to parents. The adult commercials had scenes of parental figures playing with kids and emphasized health benefits. The problem? Researchers say many of the snacks advertised did not meet federal standards for healthy snacks.
Well, you definitely need something healthy if you're going to be out in the sports world. And in sports, the NBA is in full swing, with the biggest stars on display on the biggest stages. In Memphis, the Golden State Warriors look to add to their NBA best record, led by MVP Steph Curry, who hits a long-distance three to end the third quarter. Forward Harrison Barnes would put an exclamation point on the Warriors' victory with a putback slam, and the Warriors would go on to win 100-84. Indiana guard Victor Oladipo left the game last night with concussion-like symptoms after catching an elbow from his own teammate. Oladipo did not return to the game and will be day-to-day. And now for the highlight of the night. Later in the same game with 1.5 seconds left, Magic center Nicholas Vucevic turns and shoots as time expires to give the Magic a 101-99 victory. Vucevic would go on to finish with 18 points and 5 rebounds. That is just another heartbreaking loss for the Los Angeles Lakers, who now fall to 1-7 on the season. Now, back to Anissa with the weather.
Well, Steve, it seems like the NBA is in the swing of things, but we can't forget about college football. There's a game this weekend. Now, let's look at the weather leading into that. Tonight, we see it's 35 degrees, still breezy just like it was earlier today. Winds coming in at 21 miles per hour, and it's going to be a cold one, guys. So you got to make sure you're bundled up. You don't want to get sick out there. Now, going on to tomorrow, which is the day before the game, it's going to be a high of 47 degrees and nice and sunny. That's how we like it out here. So like I said earlier, it's still going to be pretty breezy, but we just want to make sure that with these inconsistencies that we don't get sick, because a lot of students are, and a few of my friends have even been feeling under the weather. So we just want to make sure that things are going to be going smoothly. So are you guys planning on going to the game this weekend?
Yeah, definitely. Ohio State, the #1 ranked school in the nation, coming in here and playing Illinois on ESPN. So that'll be a great matchup.
Exactly. Well, you know, layers are the way to go. I'm planning on going with my friends, too, and I'm going to have on a hat. I'm going to have on a long-sleeve shirt, some gloves, a scarf. So I'm going to support the Illini, but just make sure
Lots of orange and blue.
Definitely.
That's right.
Thank you so much for that. And with that, that's all that we have for news today. I'm Victoria Snell.
And I'm Stephen Bardwell. On Tuesday, same time, 11 a.m. Central, you'll hear about police brutality, updates on campus gun violence, and international diversity at the university.
And we'll also have a sweet treat, too, just in time for you to make for Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.